Hello, this is Linda Vettrus-Nichols, and do I have an amazing person to introduce to you, David Ross. Welcome, David.
Well, hello to you, Linda, and to your viewers. It's an absolute privilege to be here. I'm so looking forward to this.
Oh, so wonderful to have you all the way from Australia.
I know we're like in the future. You can't imagine what's coming your way. I've already seen it. It's so exciting.
I know, right? What is this, like my Tuesday night, your Wednesday morning? So
Yes.
weird. So weird. Oh my goodness. Well, you have a very interesting story of transformation, David, and we would love to hear more about that.
Look, I'm very keen to share with your viewers and with yourself what I've learned from my life experience and obviously from so many other people too.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Now, were you born in Australia?
I was born and bred in Sydney.
Okay,
So I haven't traveled too far from hospital that I was born in.
gotcha. That was me for many, many years in Minnesota. So what was your childhood like?
Oh,
He's like, don't go there.
should I get on the psychologist couch for you?
Oh,
It my zero to 10 um, felt wonderful. I lived near what we call. I lived at the end of a cul-de-sac near what we call the bush. So the bush is remnant woodlands. You know, it was a boy's own adventure that
nice.
with my friends, with my mates,
Yeah.
we'd be spending every day very uncomplicated lives, if you like. We'd
Mm.
be getting out into the bush, playing sports, running around, hide and seek, and just being immersed in nature. You know, I
Yeah.
know when I was young that we did not view it as, hey, you wouldn't go up to your friend's place and say, hey, do you want to come and we'll go and get immersed in nature. Um, there was nothing like that. But when I look back on it with fond affection and realize, just as I kind of implied, that um, unbeknownst to me at that time, it's fascinating how things that were happening back then in terms of just spending so much time in nature, how that informed my life and informed my values going forward.
Okay. Love it.
So yeah, that was wonderful. Um, Youngest of three boys. Quite a gap between myself and my older brothers. Um, mum was absolutely wonderful, wonderful sense of humour. I was probably most like my mum.
Mm.
Um, and mum passed away 15 years ago from Alzheimer's.
Oh,
Miss her dearly, but
yeah.
the lessons that I learned from her about how to make people feel welcome,
Nice.
um, and valued.
Mm-hmm.
People who weren't even part of our family, that left a lasting impression on me.
Oh, I
Um,
bet.
my dad, on the other hand, uh, narcissistic,
Wow.
in focus, presenting some challenges to say the least.
Yeah.
For me, when I've tried to describe it to people who've never had that sort of experience, I'd
Yeah.
say the best thing I can come up with is imagine a plant that's receiving no light, and that's probably kind of the best way of putting a lot of challenging days into some sort of clarity for people. But
Right.
um,
Was there
never,
emotional and physical abuse?
nothing physical,
No.
just as I was saying with the plant and analogy or metaphor,
Yeah.
absolutely no interest, no
Yeah.
interest,
Totally
just
detached. Mm.
totally detached. I just didn't exist.
Oh.
Um, Challenges that you were talking before at the beginning about the transformation I've had to go through. That boy, a real transformation has been required on my part, or a lot of work's been required on my part to value myself.
Right.
But on the other hand, I suppose you could say that it's not all black and white. That unbeknownst to me, particularly in my teenage years, teenage years are understandably a challenging time for people.
Yeah.
In that sort of environment, absolutely, it was a struggle for me. Didn't feel like I was part of anything. Felt like a loner.
Yeah. Or did your brothers pick on you too?
No,
that's good.
A gap of 9 years and 6 years. So
wow.
So we didn't. By the time I was in my teenage years, they'd moved out.
Yeah.
Not a lot of connectivity. And yet I look back on that time as, strangely enough, as a gift as well. What came out of that was that one of my strengths is that, or two of my real strengths are the ability to listen to people and be there for people. And when sort of like a spidey sense, a Spider-Man sense of, realizing when somebody's feeling marginalized or uncomfortable, and for me to very quickly, perhaps calling on those traits I learned from my mum, is to be there for that person and show them that they have real worth and meaning.
Yeah. Connect through love, right?
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And what are you doing these days, Mr. Peacemaker? You have a beautiful book.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Confronting the Storm is the title of the book. Linda, I sometimes dream of being able to call myself an accountant or a lawyer. One of those titles that people go, as soon as you say it, people go, oh yeah, I've got a sense of, what the heck you do.
Yeah, I got that problem too.
Yes, yes. In my case, when Mum passed away after battling with Alzheimer's, and I realised I wanted something more meaningful out of my career and out of life, I went out on my own, and I basically help leaders and organisations deal with the most complex and often controversial issues, hence the peacemaker bit. So strategist, leadership coaching, and the peacemaker, and all those parts might seem strange, but they all fit very nicely together in order to deal with the challenges we face, particularly in as your US viewers know far better than I do, we are in an increasingly partisan world. So I've got to, through love and through peacemaking, is try to bring very disparate groups together. Yes. To find commonality and to find a way forward on our biggest challenges.
I love that. Thank you so much, David. It's so great to get to know you better.